Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review NRL Fantasy for round 1 of the 2024 NRL season. And so I guess compared to Supercoach, and not a very good week, or a better week anyway, scoring 691, which was just enough to squeak inside the top 50,000, which obviously, isn't our goal. We want to be a lot higher. But given how flat some of our big money players were this week, it's not the worst in the world. So, as you can see at the time of recording, it's all still locked out. We can't make any moves just yet. I was just previewing a couple of the May boys there. But we can still look at the team. So, Harry Grant got us at 49, which wasn't too bad. So, I think, these guys probably scored better in fantasy than they did in Supercoach. Which is interesting. It sort of suggests how little upside there was on the attack side of things for these teams. But 49 is a solid effort. We'll take that. Cam Murray was good with the 62. We talked about him after Vegas. Brandon Smith 47, Tupinor 22, Piakura 0. We've talked about them. We don't need to dwell. But Josh Curran was pretty good. Played big minutes. Come on after 15. Played the rest of the way through. So, I think, people see the number on their back and think, oh, it means they're not playing big minutes. But it seems to be more and more teams are going for that strategy of having a starter who, sort of takes the hits early, and then, once there's a bit of fatigue, they bring on these other guys who can, play more minutes and do a bit. So I think, a few people were saying get off Curran. But I think I was glad to hold on to him after that. And particularly in a game where the Bulldogs didn't get much ball, there was a lot of defence, so, um, having a bit more opportunity to run the ball, break tackles, that sort of thing, will only help. Nathan Cleary be captain and got that call right compared to, Hines. We obviously VC Murray, but that was just because of the early lockout with the Vegas games. We didn't want to sort of be tied down to Hines. But going forward, they're going to be two prime captain, vice captain candidates. But Cleary with a 51, obviously doubled to 102, which was nice. Cleary with a 50. So, it's all sort of base. No attacking stats there really for either of the guys. So, that's their sort of floor, which is why we pay the money for them. Ben Travojevic, awesome, we talked about. Ethan Strange just couldn't get into it. Did his job when he had to, but it was all going through Fogarty. So those that started Fogarty, say, over Hines, were rewarded with their points. So if we sort by average over here, you can probably see some of the highest scorers this week too, which we'll talk about a bit more in a minute. Pappenhausen with the 20, obviously the Storm only scoring one try. Didn't sort of leave much time for him to attack. Tuapiki was good though with 45, so I think that was a good buy in the fullback slot. And Kinney was underwhelming with 18, and then is on the bye this week. So do we stick or twist on Kinney? We'll think about it. Cotter with a 41 off the bench, solid but not spectacular. At 587, probably wanted a bit more out of him. Salmon was unlucky. He had to move out to the centres, I think. But, I think he'll feature in the middle a lot this season, so he's fine to hold. Hutchinson, they just didn't get any attack, the Dogs. So 34's good. Did his job defensively. No need to worry there. Cleese Haas with the 51 was probably the surprise for me. So we brought him in knowing he'd probably play 80 minutes, given the makeup of the Titans bench, and it worked out that way. And he had some, tackle breaks and stuff. I should have really guessed from the name that we could expect that, but that was a nice little surprise. Because after the Bulldogs game, I sort of lost interest in footy for the weekend. That can't happen. Flanagan was all right, 36, including a try. So maybe not a lot of base there, but the Dragons looked really good. So you'd imagine there could be some attacking stats throughout the time, and hopefully he'll make some money. Chan 26, Hughes 25 were okay given their bottom dollar or near bottom dollar price points. Bostock 27 was okay, considering we had Kinney with an 18 on field. So, he'll be good cover this week for Kinney if we can't find another option. But in terms of, I guess, the top scorers for the week, you can see Bryce Cartwright with an 89, 2 tries, was in doing the work. He's definitely, evolved as a player when he first sort of became fantasy relevant a few years ago. He was all attack and, offloads and flair. But he's sort of rolled up the sleeves and doing more of the work, and then still has that upside, which is really good to see. So I mean, if you can find a spot for him in your team, I think he is a good pick. At his price, I just can't afford it with the way I've structured my team, unless I downgrade a half maybe. Fanua Blake was really good, so I guess he was a bit of the forgotten about middle forward. We talk about Haas, Big Tino, Murray, Isaiah Yeo gets good mention, but everyone forgets that Fanua Blake can crash over the line almost at will, and yeah, he was really good. So I mean, well played if you had him, but yeah, most of us did not. Latrell, loves the big stage, so whether he can replicate the 81 is the question mark. But that's the Latrell we want to see. Payne Haas, awesome as ever. So, if you were going to pay up for a big gun and captaincy option, he was the right pick. Unfortunately, we played all around him. Joey Manu was good. You know, we know what he's capable of. So, dual position, will be about 650 odd plus. So he's expensive, but, he's always there or thereabouts. Isaiah Yeo, another, gun in the middle. Olaquatu was good on the edge, so he's expensive, but if you've got him, well done. A few people saying like Hosking should have gone to, Curran should have gone to Hosking in my Supercoach team in particular, but fantasy as well. And he obviously did well with 69, scoring 2 tries, I believe. Let's have a look real quick. Match stats. I know 1 try, a try assist. That's the other thing he had, but he played 80 minutes. It's just how long he's got the job until Whitehead comes back is the question mark there. So well done if you played him, but if you faded, I think it'll be okay in the long run. Garrick, he looked good in the centres. Get him in if you've got the money. Little was really good at hooker, played big minutes, worked hard. Dragons look good in attack, so there could be some upside there too. Holmes, is a good option in the centres. Tohu, solid. Taylor May was awesome. So I was just trying to look at his price before, but at 600, maybe priced out with my current structure. Just can't afford a gun centre at the moment. Sloan, probably a bit of a trap, but well done to him getting 3 tries on the weekend. Terrell May's the other one that obviously has piqued a lot of interest. So the May brothers, could be getting traded into a lot of teams this week. So 62 points, with Spencer Leniu maybe getting some time off. At the time of recording, his judiciary is on tonight. So we'll wait and see on that. But, he looks like an easy in. If you're unhappy with, say, a Cotter, that could be an easy swap. Or any of those other underwhelming guns that you may have. After that, I guess some other ones. Eisenhuth was really impressive. He played big minutes in the middle. Looks like, he's one of those players that Shane Flanagan just trusts to go out there and do the job. So I think even when Laurie and Leilua come back into that team, I think Eisenhuth still has a big role to play. So, if you're looking for a cheaper option, he could be one to look at. Labert was good in the centres, obviously getting a few tries. a couple of tries. Fatal and Mariner looked really good as well. It's just whether he'll keep the starting job with Leilua coming back in is the only question mark I have there. Um, but yeah, after that, we could go on and on. But no one wants to watch a 5 hour video looking at every player and my thoughts on them. I guess they just want to look at the team and maybe the league, which I'll quickly go to now. So, got another lucky matchup here, similar to one of my Supercoach head-to-head leagues with the Rusty Trombones. Oh, it's because it's still locked out. I can't look. But 396. Don't know what went wrong there. Maybe forgot to change the team around somewhat after the first week or before the first week. But that's okay. It can happen to the best of us. So some good matchups on it. Unfortunately, I can't really see all of them. So nice high scoring one here with what could possibly go wrong and Big Keef. I think that's supposed to be or Big Kefe. I don't know. Cole, you have to let me know. But again, we can't see the matchup, so I'm not going to dwell on that too much longer. 14th in the overall. Did anyone else kill it? So I can't see the teams yet. Oh, I can in the overall. That's interesting. That might be a sneaky way to have a look. So Brisbane Nation for Mason. Obviously, Payne Haas's captain helped out a lot. So it's a pretty strong Vegas type team. If we look at it, Cook. So probably just been sitting pretty all week. This might have been the tactic. You know, we all thought all the Vegas games would be low scoring, and they were probably the highest scoring games of the round. So had Cook and Grant, the killer hooker combos are nice. Um, Feeder Chan. So, you know, the bench is maybe a little bit light, but I guess if that's the way you want to run your team, then fill your boots. You know, sitting in the top 3,000 overall, who am I to tell you how to play? But yeah, I guess like we talked about with the Supercoach video, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, you know, if you're a bit like me, well back in the pack, don't stress, there's plenty of time to move forward. But yeah, obviously, because it's still locked out, we can't do too much about trades and stuff. But yeah, I've got a bit of time. I'll have a think about it, obviously. We'll do a bit of a team list analysis when it comes out on Tuesday. We'll look at further analysis on Wednesday. Because I'm not doing the big stock market video this year, I might be able to actually do a bit of a fantasy one as well. So we'll sort of get that out and about um, in the coming days, and then we'll do a round preview on Thursday where I'll show you my trades, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. You know, feel free to comment on any and all of that. But we'll wrap the video up there. So as always, if you do have any thoughts, comments about the team as it is, any suggestions for trades, I'm open to. So please comment below. Obviously, if you enjoy the fantasy NRL fantasy stuff, give us a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel for all the fantasy content. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.